Jesmon makes a return once again to break through your opponent's security and flood the board with Sistermons. Digimon fans, welcome back, and today we'll be showcasing the all-new updated version of the Jesmon X Antibody and GX deck. BT13 gave the archetype new support, making it even more consistent than before. There are also a ton of new effects that help you build the Digivolution stack quickly as well. The overall approach and the playstyle of the deck is still pretty much the same as before, but I do have a couple of newer combos to showcase you guys later. So let's begin with the deck profile first. Like always, to begin with Digi-Egg cards, we got 4 copies of the Digimon from BT8. When attacking once per turn, if your Digimon has 6,000 DP or more, you get to draw one. Still the best Digi-Egg card for Jesmon overall, just because with all the top end combos, we're easily fulfilling the 6,000 DP with that particular anyways. And yeah, drawing cards is always nice because we want to find more pieces to play more Sistermons and do our other combos and whatnot with it. And the 4 eggs is really all you need. Let's get into our rookies. Let's talk about the brand new Huckmon from BT13. Very, very nice because now with this new rookie, we have more Huckmons to Digivolve into, and it provides a lot of value because your turn, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you get to Digivolve this into a Bao Huckmon in its hand without paying the memory cost, so that you can actually climb a little bit faster and cycle a little bit faster with your Digivolution with this brand new Huckmon. Now, the more specific reason why I like to play this new one as a 4-of is because of its your turn once per turn inheritable. When you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you get to gain a memory, and being able to gain more memory helps you make more plays, retain your turns potentially as well. So then again, you can apply more pressure with it in particular, which is why this card is just actually really nice to have now, and I'm super happy with the brand new addition. Then, of course, still with the other Huckmon, we definitely have to play the 4 copies of the BT13 because of its searching capability. Just really good at finding the pieces that you need, you know, searching top 5, grabbing anything that's related to Huckmon and Sistermons, and it is just super crucial to find your combo pieces, to build your stack, to make your plays, and yeah, this is definitely the 4-of and no questions asked. And then last but not least, to round off for all of our Huckmons, I still like to play the 4 copies of the BT71. This one you can actually change around with different Huckmons, really based on your personal preference, and we'll just talk about more about the rookies. This one's a little bit more of the flex spot, just because of its inheritable, it helps you cycle when attacking once per turn, revealing the top 5 cards of your deck, adding all Sistermons, which I think it's actually still very important because you want to see all the different kinds of Sistermons you can, so you can pick and choose and play which one you need, especially when it comes to going for the big turn combo, and that's just always just super crucial in my opinion. I'm super excited to be making a bunch of other new BT13 decks, and if you guys want to see all the upcoming videos, then be sure to subscribe, turn on that notification bell right now to stay tuned. I actually already also posted a bunch of BT13 deck lists on the Avault Club membership tab, so if you want to see them right away, join the Avault Club right now by clicking on the join button or in the link in the description box down below. Also, give this video a like while you're at it, and I greatly appreciate the support from all of you. That's it for all of our red rookies with Huckmon specifically. Now let's actually jump and bridge into our Sistermons, which are going to be our white cards as we go through. The first Sistermon would be, of course, the 2 copies of the BT6. Which gives all your other Sistermons blocker as long as you have a Royal Knight or a Huckmon in its name on play, and then you also get to draw one with its on play effect. So yeah, just always really, really great right here. Then we got the other 2 copies of the Blanc from the Jesmon Starter Deck. This one just on plays, trash 1 card from your hand, draw 2, and it gives you decoy red and black, which is nice to have. Does come up every now and then to give you that protection that you need, but not highly necessary, but still early game, just a really good card to play to help you again cycle and find pieces and draw cards. Then for Sistermon Xiao, we still again play the 2 copies of the BT61 of all turns, all your Royal Knight and Huckmon in their names, gain extra 2000 DP, extra power is just super crucial, and also with its on play effect of gaining a memory instantly, effectively makes this like a 3 cost Sistermon when you play it, and if you play it for free with any effects, you gain a memory is always ultra value. So there's a lot of memory gaining in this deck now, which is super nice. And then the other one, Jesmon Starter Deck Sistermon Xiao, which has a on-play effect revealing top 3 cards of your deck, adding 1 Huckmon or in its name or Royal Knights traits to your hand and trashing the rest. Really good setup as well. 4 cost, meaning that you definitely want to be playing this with your effects for free usually. And then all turns, it gives all your Huckmon and Royal Knights in their name traits reboot as well, and comes in handy. Not again a super priority, so you can definitely pick and choose how many you want to play that. And then last but not least, we then still have the BT10 Systemon Xiao, just because of its on-play effect, letting you Digivolve directly, so it's almost like an X-Antibody option for the archetype specifically. And your turn once per turn with its secondary effect is that when one of your Digimon Digivolves into a Huckmon in its name or Royal in its traits, you get to gain 1 memory back over here. So overall, you guys can see I'm always resulting back into the 2-2-2 splits for all the Systemons, just for consistency and for balancing. Systemons really just comes down to your personal preference based on the meta, and you just really want to change the ratios again to suit your own play style. So this is just my basic recommendation. So feel free to change it in however way you guys really like to, on your, again, based on your own personal preference. But let's now move into our level 4s with our Bao Huckmons, 4 copies of the brand new BT13 Bao Huckmon. It has a very similar effect to the new Huckmon. First of all, it can Digivolve for 2 on top of level 3 red, and in your turn, when you play a Digimon with Systemon in its name, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Savior Huckmon in your hand for the Digivolution cost, and when it would be Digivolving via this effect, you get to reduce the cost by 2, and that's actually pretty big when you want to go for some big plays and turbo into it very quickly, and again, lots of value just from there. And then with its inheritable of your turn once per turn, when you play a Digimon with Systemon in its name, gain 1 memory, which has the exact same inheritable as the Huckmon. So again, you guys can see gaining a lot of memory is going to be super crucial and really useful, especially when you're sort of executing your combos after all. Then for the other Bao Huckmon, we still have the BT6 one, just because with its inheritable, we can pop 5k stuff as long as we have a Systemon in play when we're attacking once per turn. And I just personally prefer this one overall because removing things is just always really nice, like getting rid of blockers and such and stuff like that, and even like floodgates. That's it for all of our level 4s. Now let's just jump into our level 6s. 4 copies of the brand new Savior Huckmon. I just personally really like this card because it helps you turbo Digivolve very, very quickly and has a very similar line effect of our new Bao Huckmon and our Huckmon, which we talked about earlier. Digivolving for 3 on top of a level 4 red. Now your turn, when you play a Digimon with Systemon in its name, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Jesmon in its name from the hand, paying the Digivolution cost, and you get to reduce the cost by 2 when you do, making it super efficient, again, to help you combo and make your plays, and yeah, so that you can actually turbo into it much faster, which I really, really like. It also has the inheritable of when attacking once per turn, just like all your other Savior Huckmons. If this Digimon has Royal Knights in its traits, it lets you play a Digimon card with Systemon in its name from your hand or trash, which gives you that versatility. And again, just a really nice card to definitely have with its inheritable, so you can rack up more Systemons overall. Next, we now only play 1 copy of the Jesmon Starter Deck Savior Huckmon. It still has that inheritable of letting this particular Digimon to attack unsuspended opponent's Digimon for the turn, which is kind of nice and kind of like a Judgment of the Blade built in. Again, with its inheritable of when attacking once per turn, just like the other Savior Huckmon, you get to play 1 Systemon from your hand or trash for free. So yeah, just another Savior Huckmon essentially in our deck. And then last but not least, of course, rounding off for all of our Savior Huckmons, we still definitely want to play at least 1 copy of the BT6 one, which lets you play a Systemon for free when it Digivolves, and with its inheritable of when attacking once per turn, letting you unsuspend as long as you have a Systemon in play as well. And yeah, again, making those multiple checks, multiple swings is still the reason why the Savior Huckmon is probably still the best. That's it for our level 5s. Now let's talk about our level 6s, where we do have a lot to showcase. First and foremost, let's talk about and showcase the brand new Jesmon from BT13. Digivolving for 3 on top of our level 5. On play or when Digivolving, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon so that the DP is total up to 6,000, and delete them for each of your other Digimon, that is Systemon or Royal Knights. And then for each of your other Digimon that you have, you get to add 2,000 DP to the maximum that you can delete when this effect. So if the wider you go, the more Systemons you have and the more different Digimon or whatnot, you get to pop bigger things, which is going to be nice. It then has a second effect of all turns for each of your other Digimon with Systemon in its name or Royal Knights in its traits. All of your Digimon gets extra 1,000 DP. So you get a lot of value just by Digivolving this for a 3 cost. And this is the main reason why I really like this new one, because again, it just gives you so many cool effects and very nice different versatility. And also mainly it just costs less for you to Digivolve, so you can, retain your turns and, preserve your memory and use it for other bigger combos instead. And yeah, just really fantastic overall card that I like to have in this new edition. Then we also then play 2 copies of Jesmon X Antibody. Again, just a really good powerful card because you can Digivolve it for 3 on top of level 5 red. Otherwise, you can Digivolve for 0 on top of Jesmon, and it gets piercing. It has when Digivolving, letting you play a Systemon, and then by playing the Systemon as well, you get to give all your Digimon extra 2,000 DP for the turn, and all your Digimon can attack unsuspended for the turn as well. And yeah, just a lot of value again. And keep in mind, guys, the extra 2,000 DP actually lasts until the end of your opponent's turn. Really powerful, really strong card that you also want to be seeing if you don't see your main Jesmon, going into that is totally fine. And again, I'll show you guys how it works in the combos later on. Then we got 2 copies of Gankumon X Antibody. Digivolving for 4 normally. You can Digivolve for 1 on top of Gankumon, but we don't play Gankumon in this particular build. Itself is a blocker. It does have that when Digivolving letting you play a Systemon from hand or trash as well. And then just very similar to Jesmon X Antibody, giving all your Digimon extra 2000 DP until the end of your opponent's next turn. And different this time, it gives you that protection with DP reduction, protection, and it also gives you the protection from returning any cards back to your hand or bottom decking from your opponent's effects until the end of their turn. And this guy, you usually want to be tucking it in alongside with your Jesmon GX combo, which we're going to be talking about shortly. But yeah, mainly 2 copies, just another standard right there. And as we're talking about Jesmon GX, this is your level 7 boss Digimon of the deck right here, Digivolving for 5 on top of like level 6, that is black or red. Otherwise, you also pay the 5 cost to Digivolve on top of level 6 Roronite specifically. When Digivolving, you get to place 1 Digimon card with Roronites and its traits with a play cost of 13 from your trash or hand under this Digimon. And then you get to activate its when Digivolving effects again. And then by using those when Digivolving effects of either Gankumon or Jesmon X Antibody, you get to pop more things with Jesmon specifically. And then with Jesmon X and Ganku X, you can gain additional DP, and being able to do a whole lot of crazy combo stuff is just absolutely valuable and super cool. And you can blitz with it as well at the same time, giving it all turns. It can pierce, it has blocker, and gaining security +1 for every Royal Knight it has in its Digivolution sources. Definitely the main power Digimon that you always want to be seeing and getting into when you go for the big final turn combo plays overall. That's it for all of our Digimon. Let's just round off for our options. Obviously, we don't play any Tamers in this deck. 4 copies are from Master to Disciple. I still like to run 4 copies of this one just because it's one of the best cards for the own archetype to help you search, help you reduce your Digivolution cost. Once again, makes everything very affordable and has a fantastic security effect to, again, help you further search and place it back into the battle area. So you can always use this delay effect to reduce your Digivolution cost next. And yeah, sometimes I might debate maybe just decreasing down this to 3 and play other more consistent cards inside the deck. So again, just really based on your personal preference on what you really prefer overall. But I definitely love it as a overall. Then last but not least, for more consistency searching and more memory and more plays potentially, we definitely play the 2 copies of Red Memory Boost, just a very standard general staple that you like to have for the deck. And yeah, that's it for the 50 card main deck. Now let's talk about all the other cards that you can consider playing and teching in just based on your personal preference and choices. So let's showcase them all as well. Of course, as always, there's also the Jesmon Starter Deck Huckmon right here, giving your turn once per turn when you play a Systemon and its name, you get to gain a memory, which can happen every now and then. Gaining memories is always kind of nice as an extra bonus, but with its all turns inheritable, giving you extra 1000 DP is kind of nice too, but you don't necessarily really need it just because when you go for your big top end combo, you're always going to have a lot of DP anyways. You get so big that you don't really actually necessarily need that extra 1000 with its inheritable. So that's why I don't include this card inside this current build. Then we have the promo security rookie Huckmon to now talk about. Security at the end of battle, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less. If no Digimon was deleted by this effect, you get to draw 1 card and you get to add this card to the owner's hand. So then you can, essentially have a rookie so you can Digivolve and cycle and whatnot. I personally don't really see too much value with these security rookies in this particular build just because it's very high rolly. It's nice when you do happen. It can be a potential great security bomb and it can surprise your opponents if they're trying to make some sort of like swings and chips and damage and whatnot. But overall, I just prefer stacking up valuable inheritables as I'm building my stack, which is why I didn't include this either. We have Solarmon. This is a very high considerable card that you might be wanting to be adding, especially when it comes to the BT format meta, because there's going to be a bit more decks that actually reduce its play cost and there's a lot of counter that this particular card can do. So my recommendation is if you guys really want to add this card in, I can suggest to add like a 2 copy in and take out the other BT7 Huckmon. So again, just really based on your personal preference there. Of course, if you want like to play super aggro and have more damage, you can actually play the Greymon from Starter Deck 1 so that you can, gain security +1, so then you can go for really big damage combos again to swing a lot of security on your opponents instead of having just to play just Bow Huckmons, just really based on your personal preference as well, which is kind of nice to have. And then Chimeramon is always a really nice tech, even as just as a one-off, because you play so many level 4s, you can easily, DNA with your Systemons and then eventually, make an extra swing or go for another big combo play, which is always nice to have in my opinion as well there. Last but not least, we do have the older main Jesmon Starter Deck Jesmon right here. And the main reason why I'm not just playing this anymore is because I do like to prioritize the lower Digivolution cost of the newer one with 3 instead of 4, because even though being able to blitz, play Systemons, and gaining security +1 and DP is kind of nice, I just felt like it wasn't as consistent and is a little bit rougher at times. However, I do sometimes feel that this card is just really good, especially when you want to go for the aggressive approach, simply because it gives you that extra DP to make powerful swings, and the security +1 again is always just really good to help you push games, take down your opponent's security even faster. So it just really comes down again to your own personal preference on which one you really want to play. That's it for all the cards I wanted to show you guys and talk about. Now let's show you guys the how to play and the combos with some old ones and new ones, just so you guys can all have it all in one go to learn how this deck really works. Of course, you're always going to be hatching your egg, and early stages of the game, you want to be hard playing this Huckmon as much as possible. Don't worry about Digivolving it. That's the least priority and the least preferable thing you really want to be doing with this Huckmon, just because this Huckmon can grab you another Huckmon potentially so you can build your Digivolution stack, which is going to be your ultimate goal as well. So Digivolving into either of these Huckmons you have that provide the inheritable is mostly the ideal way to go. Early stages of the game as well, play your from Master Disciples to search more, play your Red Memory boost. Finding pieces is just super crucial in this particular deck. And these are the times when you want to play these Systemons to give you more cycle draws and find pieces. Systemon Blanc is fine to hard play as well in the early stages. And then if not, this particular CL also helps with searching, and that's how you really want to go about it. Let's show you guys with the new Digivolution line and how it all works, and it's just super nice to have. So as you're building your Digivolution line, going into either Battle Huckmon is fine, but again, let's just showcase the newer one just because we want to showcase those new effects again. Then eventually Digivolving into your new Savior Huckmon. You're going to be seeing that most of the time just because the other two you're only playing as a one-of at the moment in this particular build. So this is what your sort of early game setup really wants to look like. And then eventually you do want to be seeing your Jesmon, your Jesmon X Antibody, your Ganku X, and your Jesmon GX right here, because your maximum combo potential is kind of piece reliant, which is why you need to find them. However, it's not always necessarily for you to go into this full potential combo, but let's just show you how it all works first when you do get to maximize all of that. You can be just starting at 1 memory essentially, and you can just pull this combo off, which is going to be really nice. And you just simply push up your Savior Huckmon right here, and then you just play one of your Systemons. Ideally, it's going to be your 3-cost ones. Let's just say you play this one with the Decoy Black for 3 costs, and immediately with the Huckmon and Bao Huckmon right here, you get to gain a memory back instantly, so then you'll be at 0. Otherwise, playing this one also for 3 costs is just nice. Any one that can potentially just for 3 memory is always what you're going to be looking for. You can pop your from Master the Disciple. If you have multiples, it's always better and even ultra more value. And then now with Savior Huckmon, you can essentially just Digivolve into your Jesmon for 0 cost, reducing it for 2 with Savior Huck, and with from Master the Disciple, it basically brings it down to 0. And then now right here, you can utilize its when Digivolving effect to pop something 6k or less, and you have multiple bodies, you get to increase maximum DP as well. The alternate effect doesn't matter as much, because if you do see your Jesmon X Antibody, you would just instantly want to get into it as soon as possible. Otherwise, having this Jesmon can apply the pressure that you need and use it to swing and whatnot. But ideally, let's then Digivolve into the Jesmon X Antibody right here. With Jesmon X Antibody, it's going to let you play another Systemon. Let's just play this one in particular just for extra DP, and gaining the memory instantly is what we really want to go for. Or otherwise, you can play this one. This one will immediately let you Digivolve as well with its on play, really based on your personal preference. Again, you just want to find your abundance of different Systemons, because eventually you're going to be playing as many of the different kinds based on the specific scenario you want to be getting into. What you can also then do is, if you ever have not enough memory and you're sort of like passing to your opponent's turn or whatnot, then you can always play this one, you know, to say your opponent's going to pass to 1. It lets you immediately then Digivolve into either a Jesmon X Antibody right here or your Jesmon GX, and then you can use Jesmon GX to tuck either a Ganku X Antibody right underneath, or another Jesmon X Antibody, or even just a Jesmon in general. But ideally, it's going to be your Ganku X and your Jesmon X, because they're going to let you play even more Systemons and choose whichever you want with the ideal setup. And then you can just blitz with it right here with multiple checks. Essentially, it's going to be like 4 checks, just like this, with the most optimal combo, and just take down all your opponent's security. Now, as always, you want to be resolving your effects from downwards, upwards. draw one with Gurimon, then you save your Huckmon to play another Systemon as well, whichever again you want to play. Just flood the board. Eventually with this full potential combo, you can be flooding your whole board with all the 5 different kinds Systemons to help protect and supply your Jesmon with all the variety of different effects right here. Then you get to gain 1 memory back when you Digivolve it here. This one will draw 1, giving all your other Systemons blockers. This one will give it reboot. This one will give the decoy and the extra 2000 DP right here overall. Now, sometimes you're not always going to see this perfect stack pieces like I mentioned earlier. Sometimes you just might only be able to Digivolve into your regular Jesmon or Jesmon X Antibody just by itself. And Jesmon X Antibody can do a lot of things and apply a lot of early game pressure, which is always going to be a pretty decent game plan to help you push for game, because you can just flood your board with different Systemons, maybe just lesser than before, which is still fine. And eventually, the next turn, if your opponent can't answer your board, you can just swing for game quite enough easily as well. And you have a lot of wide board presence overall with this deck. So, not going into the full potential combo is not always necessary. Otherwise, sometimes you just really have to. You might even have to just Digivolve into a Gankumon X right here, just so you have a blocker, sit there, hang on tight a little bit until you eventually find your GX combo, which is also fine as well. So a lot of versatility when it comes to the top end different combos of how you want to be playing it. Just, identify your matchups, know what pieces that you have in your hand and what you can really utilize at the moment. And that's overall how you really want to be playing this new or sort of updated version of the Jesmon deck overall, which is still very similar to the older build. And yeah, nothing has changed too much other than just having it more consistency. And it just makes it very, very nice and really fun to play. That'll wrap up for the deck profile for today. If you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please give it a like. If you have any suggestions, recommendations, or questions, be sure to share it with everyone in the comments down below. Once again, be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell to stay tuned for more BT13 content. If you guys just can't wait and want to see early deck lists and first drafts, then once again, definitely join the Avault Club. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you next video, and this is Avault signing out.